Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? Thanks so much for joining me in today's video. We have Super Nudes collection by Charlotte Tilbury. Very excited for today's video. I got my hands on her face palette. I got the Super Nudes eyeshadow palette, which is an extension, of this whole collection, which is a re-release. We'll talk about it in a minute. And then I got a lip piece. So I'm going to show you demos, comparisons within her line, other quads, everything. If you're excited and this is your first time here, I am Gigi. I am a registered nurse obsessed with skincare, beauty, and makeup. Here on my channel, I do a lot of unboxing reviews, hauls. I love Charlotte Tilbury makeup. So if you love it too, make sure to be subscribed and also come to my Instagram because over there I did reposted new makeup sales, makeup releases, everything like that. So let's just go ahead and get started. Alrighty friends, so let's get started. Very excited. Only my base is done and set, so we're going to be talking all about Charlotte Super Nudes collection. So she's released one face palette. We're going to be trying this guy first. She's released 4 matte lipsticks and 1 kissing lipstick. I only picked out one and I explain why. And then she's added to this collection her Super Nudes. So I guess this is an extension of this one. I never got the Super Nudes palette when it released, so it was good timing to do so. So we're gonna be trying this guy out. As off with the palette. The palette looks like this. It is the Nudegasm face palette. You get 4 shades inside. It is really a pretty palette. I remember just released one similar one last year and the year before. We're gonna talk about that in a second. So this is the packaging. This is what it looks like with the face right there. And then at the back, you get all the shades that you are going to get. So this is a closer look of the palette. You get a super glow, a multi-glow, then you get a sculpt and a super sculpt. Looking a little bit grayish for my complexion. So I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but we're just gonna go ahead and try it. I start off with the lightest shade, which is her, I guess it's the super sculpt. I'm using this brush by Sonia, which is her classic face, and I decided to go with something really light and fluffy like this, so I don't apply too much and I don't look gray. If you can tell, it shows up, but it barely does, and I have to do a lot of building up. So you can see that for my medium tan complexion, that shade may not be very pigmented. I went in with few coats, and this is the most I'm going to get. Again, I don't want to go any heavier because then I'm gonna look muddy and grayish, but actually this looks okay. Like for a sculpt shade, I think it's not as scary gray looking as it looks in the pen. It's not too bad. So just gonna do a little bit more sculpting. I'm gonna try it on my nose. Look, it's actually pretty good. So if you can see, again, it shows up not too much, but it does. It is a completely matte shade. Now I'm gonna go with the deeper shade. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. I feel like I'm happy with the results. I feel like the gray tone is not super gray where I look muddy, and I feel like this shade really balance, you know, the two out, because this shade, the deepest shade, has a little bit of a red undertone to it. Cool tone as well, so it really lets me, you know, blend that gray tone really well. So I'm happy. I'm content with these. It looks pretty. I could totally go ahead and use a denser brush if I wanted to get more you know, payoff. And I think if you want me to do so, I can go ahead and try. We can do something like the Portrait Top brush, and I'm gonna mix them like that. I don't really like this brush to blend things unless it's a cream, so maybe this is not a good idea, but you can see that it does build up if you needed to. So look at that. I'm content with that amount of contour for my medium complexion. I'm not mad about it. So now I am going to go ahead and use this shade. I'm just gonna swipe it across my cheeks. This is beautiful. It is a blush highlighter, you know, in one. So it gives you a little bit of color even on my tone, but it looks very, very natural. If you don't like glowy blushes and you avoid them, this is not for you. This is pure glow, and I don't want to build up too much because then I'm gonna look a little crazy. But to me, this is good. I actually like glowy blushes, so I don't really mind, but look at all that glow. So I think it looks pretty. You can also go a little bit lighter hand. I did apply a ton. This brush really picked up the product, but I feel like it's pretty. It's pretty, very natural, really corally, very summery like. Now let's move on to the highlighter. So let's go ahead and apply the highlighter. This is pigmented, you guys. It's very pigmented. This brush picked up quite a bit, and plus the glow that I have underneath. Yeah, I had to go in and blend that out because it is quite pigmented. But if you go light hand, then you shouldn't have any problems with this. It's a beautiful highlighter. I don't think that it's going to be too dark or too light. For me, I think it's perfect. It has a golden you know, a golden hue. And let's go ahead and move on to the nudes palette. We have a day eye and a night eye in this palette. So she has her numberings as usual, so you can prime, enhance, smoke, prime, enhance, smoke. You know, you can follow her thing at the back. This is a closer look at the palette. You can see really basic. I think she's released it around the holidays, and now she's expanding the nudes collection. So it is really pretty. It looks, again, really basic. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'll just bring you a little bit closer. I'm going to do a day and a night eye, and then yeah, we go from there. Alrighty friends, so let's move on to fun things. Let's move on to swatches and final thoughts. As you can see, I was able to achieve two very soft looks. I did night on this eye and I did day on this eye. Even though I moved a little bit back and forth, I'm not gonna lie, I messed around with every single shade in here, and they're soft. They're very, very soft shades. They're buildable shades. They're very natural shades. They're beautiful. You can see that they give just a super delicate appearance to my complexion anyways. But on me, I needed to build them up. I don't know if on everyone will be the same, but that was my experience. Do I wish these had more pigmentation? Yes. Do I feel like it could be better? I think so. I feel like it's beautiful. It's so pretty. Are like the perfect shades for every day. They're the perfect shades for, you know, any look. But I feel like if I want to use this palette, I'm going to have to take my time. I'm going to have to need time to work with it because I'm going to need to build them up. Nonetheless, I feel like it's just so pretty. I love the fact that you get such warm tones but also cool tones. I feel like it's perfection. I think this is beautiful. Even though, as I mentioned, I'm going to need a time every time I use this palette, I'm willing to put up with it because it's truly beautiful. I feel like my eyes just look so pretty and just so soft and very sophisticated. I don't know, I really like it. I do. We're gonna briefly compare this palette to her All Matte Quad in Hazer Days. Desert Haze, which was a limited edition palette. I'm not sure she sells it still, but it is an all matte quad. So this is what that guy looks like. And to be honest, I felt like this was so warm. So I wish that she gave us a little bit more of the coolness in here in this palette, at least one shade. All of these is warm, but these are more pigmented. These you don't need to build up as much. They're a different kind of formulation, to be honest. Her mattes in here, they're not the same as the mattes in the Nudes palette. These mattes are creamy mattes, and as I said, they're sheer buildable shades, but beautiful. Looking at them side by side, I don't feel like I need to do many swatches. Truly, you guys, they're not very similar. You can see Desert Haze is very, very warm, and the creamy shade, even the creamy shade here is so warm. Here is more neutral. So if you really like something very, very warm, you can go ahead and grab this one if it's still available. If not, I think this is the way to go. And then just put in side by side with Darlene's palette. This is also a stunning palette from her, but these you get a mix of shimmers and not, you know, awfully similar, but you know, there could be some similarities. And we're gonna start swatching right now. I'm gonna insert some swatches in a daylight that I took outside, but I do want to show you live swatches. So that's the first shade. This is the second shade. These are gonna be just one swipe kind of shades, and you can see how they do glide. They have a glide. They're pretty, but yeah, they're just really soft shades that you just have to build up if you're gonna work with the palette. So these are them in a nutshell. They're pretty to touch. They're so soft. Again, I hate that I had to build them up so much. I'm not sure if it's my complexion. If you're a lighter complexion, maybe you don't have to build them up as much, but I love the softness of both the gray shade, the taupey shade that I use on this eye, and the cream shade that I use on this eye. I feel like my eyes just look so soft and pretty. I really like this formulation. I think it's something special. Let's swatch the three mattes in the Darlene's palette. So I don't know if you could see that, but look at that. These are very pigmented. You get full opacity, you get full pigmentation. Those are the three shades. Do we have similarities? A little bit, but Darlene's is way warm. This is really warm. I think I'm liking Super Nudes better because, again, I get the best of both worlds. I get a little bit of cool, I get a little bit of warm. Yeah, I'll work with it. Yeah, I'd have to build them up. Yeah, it's okay. Now let's talk about the face palette. And as I said at the beginning on my demo, I feel like this is beautiful. It is pretty. It is very soft and natural on my complexion. If you're light, maybe this will show up a little bit more, but here with all the lighting and everything, it looks pretty, but it looks very natural. So that's what I'm trying to say. It shows up. The blush totally shows up. I hope that the lights aren't washing me out as much. Let me turn down the ring light to see if that works. So I dimmed down the rim light just a bit. I don't know if that did anything, but truly, if you see me in person, you can see that I'm wearing a coral blush. It shows up, but it is very glowy. So if you're one that is concerned about texture and glowy blushes, just run the other way. I was very skeptical with this palette. I truly thought that she had 2 shades. I don't know why I thought that. I kept looking for the second shade, as she did when she released her Nudegasm palette 2 years ago. With this one, she released a Nudegasm. This is what Nudegasm looks like. I don't have the lighter version of this. This is a beautiful palette. This is a baby for me. I've talked about this palette. I love it. I adore this palette. So we're gonna do some comparisons just in case you have this palette. But in here, she had 2 shades, and I don't understand why she only released 1. I really wish that she's released something deeper. I really wish that she released something, you know, less cool tone for deeper skin tones. Is this gonna show up on a 10? Deep complexion? I don't think so at all. As you saw, I had to build these suckers up quite a bit. I had to go like 4 or 5 times with the lightest, and then this one really melted everything together and it made it work. I think that it works. Is this all we need? No. Do we need another shade? I think so. Is, you know, it's what we keep saying. Why would you release an universal palette? There's not such a thing. We're not universal. We need more shades. Is this beautiful? It is. Am I happy with this? I think so. I think this is a beautiful palette. I think it complements, you know, light, medium, maybe medium tannish complexion like I am. But that's it. That's as far as it goes. So I'm sad to see that this isn't going to work out for, you know, a lot of you. That's not fair. That's the meh part about it. I like it. I think it's pretty. Again, it has a soft and beautiful, you know, to the touch formula. Let's do swatches since we're talking about it right now. Oh, I have already stained arms. Hold on. Okay, I went ahead and clean. So let's start off with the highlighter. You can see it's really soft, very, very glowy, very, very pretty. I love that highlighter in here. And then we have the 2. So this is the lightest, and then grayish tone, and then this is the other one. I wanted to do live swatches. I'm gonna show you some daylight, like outside swatches right there. But these ones are one swipe, as you saw. And this is it. Could you build them up? Yeah, you totally could. Make it more gray, why not? And then that's gonna be the contour shade. So now let's do Nudegasm, Nudegasm palette. I did want to swatch the gold shade, and yeah, they're not similar. That's what I was thinking. So this is from the Nudegasm palette. It's a little bit more gold. This is much more neutral. As you can see, it's more platinum, just neutral in my opinion. This is much more golden, as you can see. And then let's do the coral shade in here, which is this bottom shade. And these 2, this is similar but not quite. You can see that this is much more coral. This is more pinky coral. So they're similar, very soft. So these 2 have the same formulation. If you have these, that's what you can expect to see in the other palette, which is a beautiful formula. That's what I said. This palette is pretty. And then that's the bronzer. Hold on. Let's do the bronzer up here side by side. So that's the bronzer. The bronzer in the Nudegasm really pulls red. Oh yeah, so in the Nudegasm it's really reddish. In here is very, very cool tone. This is the darkest shade in the new palette. This is the darkest shade in the older palette. I feel like they both have the same formulation. So when it comes to formula, if you're familiar with this one, that's why you can spec with this one. I am saddened to see that we don't have a deeper shade. I wish that she did release a deeper shade, period. Those are my thoughts about the face palette. Last but not least, let's talk about this lippy, which I'm loving. This 90s brown. Love it. I absolutely adore shades like this. Dramatic revolutions are everything for me, so this is the way to go in my opinion. I don't really like her kissing formula, so this is perfection for me. I love it. It's so soft, so pretty, so beautiful. My hand is a little bit wet from the wipe, but it is a heavy swatch of this lipstick. Swatch, it looks a little bit more red than it transfer on my lips. It has to be with my complexion or whatnot, but if you can see this swatch, it looks a little bit more like berry. Let's do Pillow Talk medium, which is what I thought of when I purchased that one. And yeah, Pillow Talk is truly a very deep shade. You can see how more neutral and brown the new one looks like, and the shade So Fabulous, super fabulous. The way she describes So Fabulous, it is spot on. It is a brown deep shade, beautiful. So this is Pillow Talk. I don't have any browns in her collection, so that's why I'm not gonna swatch her lipsticks. I didn't buy any more of these nude lipsticks from her because I have a ton of her Matte Revolution formula and I'm getting overwhelmed by them. So that's why I didn't want to purchase. I wanted something brown, I wanted something pretty. I didn't want any warm, I didn't want any berry, I didn't want any nudes. This is what I wanted, this is what I got, and I feel like it's beautiful and I am very happy with this color. Alright guys, and that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, links will be in my description box. Not sure if these products are coming to Sephora or not. So far we only have them in her site. Let me know, what do you think of this collection? What do you think of the items I picked up? What do you think of the palette, the face palette, the lippy? Any thoughts? Anything at all, just drop it below. I would love to chat with you back and forth. Let's all comment below. Thanks so much you guys for your love and support. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.